I'm Bryan DeLuca, and this is Maker Build It. Today we're talking all about 3D printing cosplay props for Dungeons & Dragons. But before we do that, make sure you like and follow. 3D printing has revolutionized cosplay, allowing cosplayers to customize their own gear. From the mystical lands of Faerun to the dark dungeons of Ravenloft, the characters, artifacts, and lore of Dungeons & Dragons offers endless possibilities with 3D printing. We're going to talk about how 3D printing can bring your ideas to life for cosplay in Dungeons & Dragons. So if you're new to 3D printing, we're going to explain a little bit about what 3D printing is. So 3D printing is taking one material, such as PLA, and reforming it into the shape of something else with 3D models. For cosplay, this technology is particularly beneficial for creating complex, custom-fitted, and durable pieces that might be difficult or time-consuming to craft by hand. Materials range from plastics and PLA to ABS, to more flexible and durable materials such as TPU that can be used for armor. And these allow a wide variety of fit and finishes. So how do you get started with 3D printing cosplay gear? The first thing is to choose your character. Consider all the iconic items a character needs, such as weapons, armor. I feel sort of like a dwarven blacksmith right now for some reason, but consider the character you want to be, maybe a dwarven fighter or an elf cleric. Once you decide what type of character you want to be, you need to find or design some files that actually fit your gear, such as this Warhammer. This one is from Loot Studios, but there are plenty designs out there, from My Mini Factory to Thingiverse, where you could find a lot of files pre-made, or you could create your own. You could use software such as Blender or Nomad Sculpt in order to create your own custom gear, or even customize gear that already exists. After getting your 3D models set up, it's time to start printing, and this is simple by using a printer such as the A1 Mini. Over here we have the Carbon by Bambu Labs, which are great printers in order to print gear, but there are many options out there to 3D print. Here's a few tips that will help with your cosplay creations. Select the right type of material, such as PLA or ABS, depending on what you're designing, such as this hammer, for instance, is completely PLA, and it's using multiple types of PLA, so there's no paint on this, but it also has a dowel in here to add support to the hammer to keep the head in place. You could also use things such as TPU, which are very flexible. Now, you may also want to use some layering effects to actually create some finishes that make items look like metal or wood, or this one even looks like rope on this handle. So post-processing is also really important. You're gonna wanna make sure you sand sort of some rough spots, even use a heat gun to remove some straggly little strings off your 3D prints, as well as using some paint techniques in order to make your items look as realistic as possible. This part helps transform a simple piece of plastic that you 3D printed into a realistic looking cosplay item. Whether you're crafting a simple set of dice or some dragon scale armor, learning and creativity is the key to creating your own custom 3D printed cosplay armor for Dungeons & Dragons. So remember, the most important thing in 3D printing Dungeons & Dragons and cosplay is to have fun while you're doing it. For more on 3D printing, 3D modeling, and other DIY and maker projects, make sure you like and follow Maker Build It, and remember, keep on making.